Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swaminiti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschat Deshatarine, Guravi Gaurachandraya, Radhikaya Taralye, Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya, Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskrityam, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Udiraye, Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavati Uttama Shloke, Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike, Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Devaki Nandanaya Cha, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namaha, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. You are all welcome for morning Srimad Bhagavatam class at ISKCON, Sri Radha Bharineshwar Krishna Balaram Gaurnitai Temple ISKCON Balaram Desh. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd Canto, chapter 22nd, chapter 29 and verse number 7. And today also is the auspicious day of Vrindavan Das Thakur, the Vyasa of Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Mangal. So first we start Srimad Bhagavatam. Alright? So, third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam has two sections, two incarnation of Supreme Lord and two type of creation. The first portion of third canto describe the demonic creation of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyakashipu and appearance of Varahadev, which is action-oriented incarnation only. Kriya Pradhan Avatar. The second section deals with divine creation, Daivi sampada, creation. And the incarnation in second section is Kapil Dev, knowledge oriented incarnation, Gyan Pradhan Avatar. So this section which we are dealing is the second section where Mother Devhuti, daughter of Swayambhu has three daughters, Devhuti, Akuti and Prasuti. So Devhuti, the marriage was arranged by Supreme Lord Sri Vishnu. And father brought the daughter along with his wife Satrupa to give and hand over to the sage living in a hermitage at the bank of Saraswati river at the place which is called now Bindu Sarovar in Gujarat. So Devhuti means Dev Avahuti, the one who has a power to call the Supreme Lord as her son. That is the meaning of Devhuti. Dev Avahuti. Avahamyami, Avahan. Avahan iti. So she was powerful and Kardam Muni was given words by the Supreme Lord that he will appear as their son. It is also very extraordinary that as soon as son Kapil Dev was born, Kardam Muni retired for sannyas. It's very interesting. And then Mother Devhuti was living with 9 daughters and 1 son. And all the 9 daughters of the Devhuti were given to all these sages. And one day she approached Kapil Dev for enlightenment. Therefore this place, Bindu Sarovar, is called Matru Gaya. Gaya means deliverance of the forefathers, Matru means motherly side. So Lord Kapil Dev delivered Mother Devhuti by imparting the transcendental knowledge. So the chapter 29 which is under discussion today, Mother Devhuti has asked 3 questions. First she said, I am thankful that you have already described the Sankhya philosophy, analytical study of the material world. I am thankful for that. Now I want to know 3 things. First thing, what is devotional service, which is the ultimate goal of all the philosophies? Number 2, people will only take to the devotional service when they know that how much painful it is to take birth and then die. So please describe how the birth and death take place in this material world. By hearing that, people will realize that it's very painful and how can we practice bhakti and free ourselves from the entanglement of material world. The third question, she said, your representation, time, call, how that influenced the people to do pious activities or impious activities. So 3 questions she has asked in the beginning of this chapter 29. What are 3 questions? What is devotional service, which is the ultimate goal of all philosophies? Number 2, how painful is taking birth and dying in this material world? Please explain be compassionate that people can come to their senses and take to the devotional service. And third, please explain the influence of your representative call at the time. Now, verse today 7 we are starting is the answer of the first question Kapil Dev is starting. And what is the first question? So, if you have application, please open and recite after me. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Bhakti Yogo Baho Vidho Margir Bhamini Bhavyate Swabhava Guna Margena Kunsham Bhavo Vidyate Purushan bhavo vibidhyate. Sri Bhagavan vacha bhakti yogo bahuvidho margair bhamini bhavyate स्वभाव गुण मार्गेण पुंसान भावो विविध्यते. Now in this verse, Sri Bhagavan Vacha means Kapil Dev is speaking. Saying Bhakti Yogo Bahuvidho is not Bahuvidha. Bahuvidhi. Vidhi means type. Vidhi means process. Bhakti Yoga is one process. But there are different steps. Are the different stages of the practitioners. So it's called Vidho, not Vidhi. A similar verse in Bhagavad Gita, anybody remember? I think it's the 5th chapter. Sankhya, Karma, Yoga, Dvividha. Dvividha is not Vidhi. There are 2 stages. From Karma, Yoga, you go to the Gyan Yoga. There are 2 stages of the Yoga ladder. It's not the 2 different processes. One process having a 2 stages. So Bhakti Yoga is one process, but there are different practitioners, and according to what? According to Bhakti Yoga, Bahu Marge. Bahu means many, and Vidho means stages. There are different stages of the devotees who are practicing Bhakti. And then Margair Bhavani Bhavite. Margair means, generally Marg means path. Marg means path. Bhamini means noble lady. He is addressing to the mother as a Bhamini. And Bhavyate means manifest. So Bhakti manifests in many stages according to the path a practitioner take. So what is the Marge? What is the deciding factor for the different varieties or the different stages of the devotion? Then Kapil Dev said Subhava Guna Margena. Again there is word Margena. Subhava means nature, and Guna means the 3 modes of material nature. So actually our Subhava is made by 3 modes of material nature. The nature, our Subhava, or the nature of a person is the influence of 3 modes of material nature. And Marge, Srila Prabhupada has translated actually, the word Marge, Srila Prabhupada writes in terms of behavior. In terms of behavior, how they behave. How the people behave in the mode of goodness and patience and ignorance. And what is their nature. Here what the nature means actually. Because Guna is also there and Subhava is also there. Subhava and Guna. Generally the 4 varnas are according to the Guna Karma. So here Subhava, their nature, according to the Guna, are the activities they perform because of their nature, which is inherent in them. And then Punsha means anybody who is practicing devotion. Punsha means the person. And Bhavo Vibidhyate. Vibidhyate means divided or classified. So the practice of Bhakti Yoga is classified or divided according to the nature and the influence of the mode of nature or the gunas, and it is of many different varieties. So Srila Prabhupada's translation, Lord Kapila, the personality of God, replied, O noble lady, there are multifarious paths of devotional service in terms of different qualities of the executor. Now Srila Prabhupada's purport, pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness is one. Because in pure devotional service there is no demand from the devotee to be fulfilled by the Lord. So Srila Prabhupada is speaking pure devotional service is one. So what is the definition of pure devotional service? Anya vilashita sunyam jnana karma dhyanavritam anukulyena krishnano shilanam bhaktir uttamam. In this uttama bhakti, there is only one. So Prabhupada said, and what is the quality of this? The practitioner never asks anything from Supreme Lord. So this definition has two parts. One is called Swarup Lakshan, one is called Tatist Lakshan. And the primary characteristic and secondary characteristic. So what is the primary characteristic of a pure devotional service? Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam. Anukulyena Krishna Anusilanam is primary characteristic of pure devotional service, and secondary characteristic of two. Anya Abhilashita Sunyam, and number two, Gyan Karmadi Anavritam. These two secondary characteristics qualify devotion as pure from the normal common devotional service. So these two secondary characteristics qualify pure devotional service and separate it from ordinary devotional service. So these two secondary characteristics are qualified. Anya vilashita sunyam, jnana karamadi anavritam. So pure devotional service is one. There is no demand from the devotee for the Lord to fulfill. What is the word used in Chaitanya Charitamrita for this by Kaviraj Goswami? Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Sakale Ashant Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Ateva Shant. Nishkam means he has no motivated desires. But the word in pure devotional service is Anya Abhilashita, not Abhilasha. What is the difference between Abhilashita and Abhilasha? Nature of the desire. Abhilasha is a nature of a desire. Abhilashita, say, devotee also desire. In the purport, in a Nrsingadev's pastime, Prahlad Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada writes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was desiring something. Ainanda tanuja kim karam patitam is a desire. So these desires are not contrary to the bhakti. Because these abhilashas are not separate interests than the Lord. Abhilashita means repeated requirement to be fulfilled by the Lord for sense enjoyment. That is abhilashita. Abhilasha, like Draupadi, she was calling Krishna for help when she was in a very precarious condition in a Kaurava Sabha. But she is the one of the greatest devotee. So it's not Abhilashita, it is Abhilasha. You understand the difference between the two? All of a sudden in some situation we say, Krishna, please help us. It's not against bhakti. But every day we go to the temple and ask Krishna, please get my son employed, get my daughter married, let me have home and car. This is Abhilashita. So nature of the desire. Once one foreign devotee came to the Vrindavan, and after eating the feast, he went to the Loi Bazaar for purchase. And he got a much upset of the stomach, and he was in a hurry. He said, Krishna, please save me, let me reach to the room. So this desire is not against bhakti. He was not asking anything from Krishna. This type of desire is okay. So Srila Prabhupada writes, the pure devotion means devotee never asks Krishna to fulfill any desire. Arjuna went to Krishna to get help for the war. So he has a desire, right? How can he go without desire. He went there and he said, Krishna, we want help from you for the upcoming war. There is also desire. But his desire is not from Krishna, of Krishna. He wanted Krishna, not anything from Krishna. Gopis had the desire. They went to Katyayani Devi, but what was their desire? Nanda Tano Pati, give us the husband Krishna. That is also desire. But the desire is to get Krishna, not get anything from Krishna. So we have to differentiate actually Abhilashita and Abhilasha. Now Srila Prabhupada writes, but generally people take to devotional service with purpose. So which type of devotional service? When the devotee has some purpose. It's called mixed devotional service, not pure devotional service. It's called calm. The verse which Srila Prabhupada has quoted, this is from 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and verse number 16. Chaturvidha bhajate mam janaha sukriti no arjuna arto jigyasura jnani cha bharsav. Jnani now is unheard. There's nobody jnani coming for the devotion. This is very old story. Jnani was like Sukdev Goswami, who is of that stature, or Kumaras. Jigyasu is also no more. So nobody is actually Jigyasu of this stature of Sanakadi Rishis. There are only two now, Artho and Arthat. Two in Kali Yuga has disappeared actually. Artho in a distress, double distress, triple distress, 4G distress. So mostly they are all distress or else Artha-arthi. Artha-arthi means they want economical benefit from the Supreme Lord. Then people say, what is wrong in that? Because Veda says four things: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So why should we practice Dharma? For Artha, there is a wrong use of Dharma for Artha. Dharma in Bhagavatam is for upward, which means we practice Dharma for liberation, upward. Why should we have Artha? Why should we have money? For calm, for enjoyment? No. Artha dharmasya. We should have money, we should use it for the purpose of Dharma. Then why should we have calm or desire? Why we should have calm? Jivana nirvaha. Just to maintain the life and soul together. Just for maintenance. Then why should we have Jivan? Why should we live? Jivan tattva jigyasa. We should live to know the essence of the purpose of human life. Tattva, what is really essence. And what is tattva? Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabdyati. This is tattva. So this is the sequence in Bhagavatam. What is the use of Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. So here Srila Prabhupada says, and these four, Artho, Jigyasu, Artha, Arthi, Jnani, they are outside the boundary of devotion. They are Sukriti. They are Sukriti, no, they are not devotees. But they can be devotees. So basically they are not. Bhakti Samat Sindhu, Rupa Goswami has not accepted all these four as devotees. He said they are candidate, they can be devotee if they come in contact with devotee. Because they are Sukriti. How devotion start? Because of Sukriti. Bhakti Janaka Sukriti and association of devotee. The two things, the devotion starts, Bhakti shuru hoti hai, two things. आपके पुण्य इकट्ठे हो when you have sukriti, or that sukriti is bhakti janak sukriti, and then you come in contact with devotees, then only devotion starts. So you are here, fortunate that you have sukriti, that you are coming here. Now you take advantage of the association of devotee and start your devotional service. Sukriti will bring you to the temple and it will give you opportunity to associate with devotees. Now it depends upon you how seriously you take the instruction of the devotee and start practicing devotional service. So what Srila Prabhupada is describing in here, it's not actually devotional service. What Srila Prabhupada says, a person who, the people who are not purified take to devotional service with 4 purposes. They are not purified. And what are these 4 purposes? Just we discuss. A person in need of money approaches Lord and asks for some improvement in his monetary condition. Others who are in distress need a monetary assistance but seeking knowledge in order to understand the absolute truth also take to the devotions and they inquire into the nature of the Supreme Lord. This is very nicely described in Bhagavad Gita, just we discussed. Actually the path of devotional service is one without second. Again Srila Prabhupada spoken. So I said, this I said in the beginning, vidha. They say vidho, it's not many different types of devotional service. Devotional service is one, but practitioners are at different levels. Like a yoga is one, yoga ladder is one, but people are at different stages on the path of yoga. So on bhakti yoga, people are at different stages. So actually the path of devotional service is one without second, but according to the devotee's condition. Devotee's condition. What is devotee's condition? Is conditioning with modes of material nature. Here condition means conditioning with mode of material nature. Is he conditioned by mode of ignorance? Because the next verse tomorrow is a mode of ignorance. The devotee in mode of ignorance. Then there is a devotee in mode of patience. Then the devotee in mode of goodness. And then there is a advice. Give respect those who are in mode of ignorance and patience, but don't associate with them. Those in goodness, take their association. So then there is the advice. And Srila Prabhupada described, because there are 3 modes of nature, 3 you multiply by 3 will 9, 9 multiply by 9 will be 81. There are different 81 variety. These are the different nature of the people. Every person has a different nature than the other person. Why there is a different nature? Or else why there are different practitioners of different religions? Why there are different religions? Because there is a different influence of the conditioning of the mode of nature. The different religions are, different. Sometimes there are multiple color. You can see some the people have some green color, yellow color, then the mixture between the two. These all colors, because they are mixing and they are making so many colors. Originally how many colors are there? And then they mix and make the many colors. So these 3 modes are the actual colors, and then you mix them and then you will have a unlimited variety. So this is one of the reasons why there are different faiths in the world. Because people have a different conditioning with modes of material nature and they have a different behavior. And this behavior, this when we discuss about the 2 type of creation, Deva Asura Evacha, 16th chapter Bhagavad, they are by birth. Abhijayate. They are born with, and those who know the Jyotish, the astrology, they said, this is a demonic and this is a divine. ये असुरी योनि है, ये देव योनि है. And Prabhupada writes, if they are Dev and Asur, they should never get married because they always fight. At least Dev should marry with Dev and Asur should marry with Asur. So this is by birth actually. It's not that. So here actually nature conditioning, one conditioning is by birth. After all, somebody is taking birth in somebody's house. Why? It was not your choice. It's not like a supermarket, you go and buy whatever you like, you buy. But you took birth in some house because you were conditioned to take birth in that situation. So conditioning means different faiths are because of different conditioning from different lifetimes. It's not one lifetime's business. Devotional service appears in multifarious varieties, as will be nicely explained in the following verses. This ends the purport of this. Verse so, Kapil Dev will describe the different varieties of the devotional service. Okay? Now we have 7 minutes. Now we will describe the Vrindavan Das Thakur. Alright? So, Vrindavan Das Thakur, I'll just read a couple of verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita to glorify the author received the order from Guru, verse number 34. This is the Adi Leela 1.8, verse 34. Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishna Leela Bhagavate Ved Vyas. Krishna Leela in Bhagavatam is given by Ved Vyas. Chaitanya Leela Vyasa Vrindavan Das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are revealed by Vrindavan Das. It is very surprising that there is no father's name of Vrindavan Das Thakur is given. He is glorified by the name of his mother, and her name is Narayani Devi. And this Narayani Devi was directly blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When she was only 4 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked her to cry for Krishna, and she was in ecstasy and crying, and one day she got the full plate of Mahaprasad, left over of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So she was especially blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But when Vrindavan Das was in the womb of mother Narayani, husband already expired. So she raised the child by living at their parents' house. He said at Vasudev Ghosh's house in Mamgachi. And there he got his education, Vrindavan Das Thakur. So the next verse says, Vrindavan Das Kaila Chaitanya Mangala. His book is called Chaitanya Mangala. And what's the meaning of Mangal? Auspicious. Yahara Sharvane Nase Sarva Amangala. If we hear Chaitanya Mangal, then the all amangal or the inauspicious will disappear. And then Vrindavan starts. Then Kaviraj Goswami says, Chaitanya Nitayra Yate Janye Mahima. If you want to know the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, Yate Jani Krishna Bhakti Siddhantera Sima. Then you can understand actually the last limits of the Krishna Bhakti. Because they gave the Krishna Bhakti. So now Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Mangala Shuni Yadi Pashandi Yavana. If some Pakhandi means those who are pretenders. Yavan means those who are not born in a Vedic culture. If they hear Chaitanya Mangal, Sehi Maha Vaishnava hai Tatakshana, they become great Vaishnava immediately at that moment. Means how powerful is Chaitanya Mangal. Actually, in the beginning, what is written in this chapter, people may worship Krishna. But if they don't take the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Pancha Tattva, they will never get the pure devotional service. This is the purpose of this whole chapter. This is very informative. There are many temples of Krishna in India. There are many devotees of Krishna. But unless they take the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Pancha Tattva, which is the current currency of this yuga, they will not encash devotional service. Their last limit of highest achievement is Vaikuntha at all, if they can get. But never go low. It's not possible. So the whole purpose of this chapter is, unless we take shelter of Pancha Tattva, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, it's not possible to understand Krishna Bhakti, the Sima of Krishna Bhakti, the limits of Krishna Bhakti. Basically, Radha Krishna Bhakti is very rare, and it was only brought by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore, he said, you have to accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he said, from where we get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He said, go to the Vrindavan Das Thakur's book, Chaitanya Mangal, which is now called Chaitanya Bhagavat. So you have to go to the Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita really to elevate yourself in Krishna Bhakti. Otherwise, this bhakti will remain at a ordinary bhakti level. It can never become uttam bhakti. It can never give a Krishna prem. Bahujanam yadi kare sarvan kirtan tabhi paye Krishna pade prem dhana. People are chanting Hare Krishna, but they will not get Krishna prem, because Krishna prem is brought by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only he can give Krishna prem. And he can only give Krishna prem if Nityananda Prabhu recommend. And Nityananda Prabhu only recommend if you go and take risk of preaching to Jagai and Madai. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. And we can see Prabhupada took risk and went to America and preached to the hippies, Jagai Madhais, then he got the Nityananda. He's a representative of Nityananda. And then he distributed Krishna Prem very widely all over the world, which is not available to us who are not eligible really to hear the secrets of the scripture. Now, Manushya rachite nare aiche grantha dhanya. Kaviraj Goswami said this grantha, this Chaitanya Mangal is not compiled by human being. Vrindavan das mukhe vakta Sri Chaitanya. Through the mouth of Vrindavan Das, through the pen of Vrindavan Das, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking actually. This is what once Srila Prabhupada was interviewed by a group of reporters. They have done the research that so many books this old man has written in a very short time. So they came to Prabhupada. They said, "So Swamiji, how come you wrote so many books perfectly in that advanced age?" Prabhupada, as a humble, was not answering, and some Prabhupada's followers sitting there, he said he was inspired by God. And those reporters were in effect inspired by God. Only in the history, a very rare person by some name is inspired by God. Nobody else is inspired by God. Then they asked Prabhupada, "Are they saying, are you inspired by God?" Prabhupada said, "No." And then they were saying, waiting for the answer. He said, "I was not inspired by God. I was dictated by God." He said, "I was dictated by God." Now this is what, from where Prabhupada got this consciousness here. That this book written is not by man, it is dictated by Krishna. This is the one example. The other example is when Baldev Vidyabhushan was writing the Vedanta Sutra, he said, "Govinda Bhashya, I have not written this. Govindev has instructed me. He has dictated me and I have compiled this." And Kaviraj Goswami is saying, "I am not writing this. Madan Mohan is giving me inspiration." The chapter's name is the writer was inspired by the Supreme Lord. God dictated me. And the reporter, they packed their things and said, "What can we ask from him now?" So this book is not written by a human being. So this line we end here. Time is over. Manushya rachite nare aiche grantha dhanya. This is very auspicious. Dhanya is very glorious. It's not written by man. Vrindavan Das mukhe vakta Sri Chaitanya. It's only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was speaking through. Prabhupada used to read his own books and he said, "I have not written these. I have not written these," he said. And he was feeling ecstasy that how come all these things, he said, "These are my early morning ecstasies somehow." It means I was directly dictated and guided by Supreme Lord to compile all this. Therefore, basically, when the people realize, we and all people realize the importance of Srila Prabhupada's books, which are going to be law books for 10,000 years in the human society, the golden era of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then the people will really take serious Srila Prabhupada's contribution to the human society. Therefore, Prabhupada's whole business was book, book, book. And one reporter says, "You every time you say book, book, and your devotees are taking book, they are bookworm." He said, yes. You read this, otherwise you become stool worm. It's good that they are bookworm, but otherwise you will become a stool worm if you don't read this. So to become the practitioner of pure devotional service, we have to take blessing of Vrindavan Das Thakur today and become aspirant to get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, blessing of Nityanand Prabhu by preaching to the people who are innocent but ignorant, by giving Srila Prabhupada's books, which are Prabhupada's dictation by Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Krishna Balaram ki jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Let there be Friday every day. You come every day. Thank you.
His Grace Sarvabhauma Das Prabhuji ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today is a very special day. We have Prabhuji with us, and also it's special because our daughter Gahana, she is leaving for higher studies. So I request Her Grace Sarvashri Madhavi Devi Dasi Mataji to come on the stage, and we'll request Prabhuji to give this gift from us. Gahana, Hare Krishna. Bhakti Gahana, Hare Krishna.
What is she going to do now? Huh? There. Hare Krishna. So, you will take your mummy with you. Hare Krishna. The girls slowly, otherwise you cannot live together. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Education is avidya. Take Krishna, make it vidya.
Krishna, about Gahana, since her childhood she was